Hello, I'm Paul Neville, and on behalf of Pcglobal, I'd like to welcome you to Mission Sunday. Let me explain why Praise Chapel Missions. Praise Chapel has been deeply involved in missions ever since the 1970s up until today, and this is not slacked, and it's not going to slack. The reason the church exists is to proclaim the name of Jesus around the world, to preach the gospel, to make disciples, and to plant churches around the world. That's the purpose of the church. And missions is a big part of that because this is how we support from America this work happening throughout the world. And Praise Chapel is a network of churches that spans the globe. And many of these relationships go back over 40 years. These aren't just places that we've just met last week. They're not someone that just contacted us online that we don't know anything about. These are ministries and people that we have long-term relationship with. Even in Iraq, we have over 20 years of history in northern Iraq, to the point that this week when the town of Duhok, where Praise Chapel is at, was flooded, the church was flooded with 5 feet of muddy water. Flash floods went through the town. The governor of the region was there helping with the cleanup at the church. President Barzani's son, who's in charge of national security in Iraq, he visited Praise Chapel and pledged $80,000 to help because they lost all of their equipment. The building was damaged. All the furnishings were damaged. We don't even know the extent of everything yet. This happened just last week. And it's our giving to Praise Chapel that helps to allow Praise Chapel to respond to needs like this. A couple years ago, the pastors in Romania, their house burned down. They barely made it out because the fire started right by their stairs. And Praise Chapel helped to rebuild their house. And this happens, this is just simple, practical things. Praise Chapel Mission sponsors conferences, it sponsors crusades and rallies, and we see people get saved and delivered and healed and discipled all over the world because of our giving. Now, the best way that you can give today is to give to Praise Chapel Missions. There's so many places that you can give your finances to, but Praise Chapel Missions, you have a connection with that you don't have anywhere else. You can actually meet these missionaries. You can actually meet these international workers, whether you take a trip there, like with the young people that are going with Trek to Peru this summer, or when they come to America to visit. They can be people that you have a direct connection with because you know you've been giving to Praise Chapel Missions. You know Praise Chapel Missions has been supporting those works and helping with those needs when you hear the stories and you hear the things that are happening around the world. There's so many needs around the world. And at the same time, there's revival that's happening around the world. There's revival happening in Africa, in Egypt. There's revival happening in Asia. And hopefully there's revival happening right now where you are today. And your giving to Praise Chapel helps the gospel of Jesus to go out in nations around the world. So that's just a quick, short summary of why it's important. And it's important for you to be a part. It's important for you to connect. Young person, if you've never thought about missions, it's part of what the church does and what the church needs to do even more today. So I challenge you, take a mission trip with Trek. If your church is going somewhere to visit one of these nations, ask if you can go. Bug your pastor. Tell them you want to go. You want to see things firsthand. It can be a life-changing experience for you. And give. It doesn't matter how small it is. Give up a Starbucks. Give up a Dutch Bros. Give up a Dunkin' Donuts. Give that money to missions. And a life could be changed around the world. And why Praise Chapel Missions again? Because this is us working together with the ministries that we have, that we're directly connected with around the world. God bless you today. Happy Mission Sunday. Let's give to missions. Let's see God's name lifted up around the world.